Jamal.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is Jamal for here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamal for here once again, and we're here to discuss this latest episode of Empire that came on last night. Well, actually, yeah, it'll be last night when this thing finally makes it up. So, good morning. This was a very interesting episode. I laughed. It started off, with me laughing at the thing that Cookie did, and then it ended with me feeling all... I don't know how to feel about that last scene with Andre having a... Is it a threesome? Would that count as a threesome? We'll get to that. But... So, the episode is called Cupid Kills, and... Child... There was a whole lot going on in this episode. I was very happy with it. So let's get into it. So Lucious and Andre go to the studio to try to grab this Nessa girl and snatch her up with this Empire contract, right? So I forget the reason as to why they were trying to explain as to why they felt like they needed to meet her and Shyne at this rink-dink studio. And I'm guessing that's in Philadelphia. And, they hear her singing, they offer her this contract, and they're like, oh, okay, well, we want to have some options. So I guess he's invited all these other heads of these other HRs, or head of HRs at these other record labels. And he's trying to have an option. He's trying to make sure that he can bid and do all this other stuff. So he's just trying to make it seem like he has all the power, and everybody else has to try to offer him the best deal. Which, I can't blame him for, because if you have something that everybody wants, you want to get the most, out of it, right? So, Lucious is pissed. Lucious felt like they should have got this deal long ago. They was arguing back and forth with Becky and Cookie, and he was just mad. I guess Lucious just doesn't like to feel like he's played or that he's not always in control of a situation. Whatever. Lucious is just like, he's old. He's a fully grown adult, but still with the mind of a little kid a lot of times, and it's frustrating sometimes. So as Cookie and Portia are walking through the mall, or not the mall, walking through the hallways of Empire, these little kids come and they sing a little song. I forget the name of it. I knew it when I heard it, but I forget the name of it. But it was so cute, and I was like, I know that Angelo set this up, and so he just kind of use that as like a springboard to ask her on a date to this little opera concert and whatnot. And when he's after he asks her out, he's kind of remembering how he reminded her so much of this guy that her dad wanted her to originally marry, who we saw in previous flashbacks, who was like, trying to get the house, the kids. He was trying to settle down, like, your typical type of guy that's, even though like when we're young and we're, finding ourselves and exploring or whatever, like, he's the type of person that you want later on in life. But, a lot of people, and I know a lot of women say they like to go through their little exploration phase. They like to go through their bad boy phase. But then once they've gotten that all out their system, then they look for a guy like him. But most often than not, those guys usually get snatched up before then for people who realize what they're worth when they see it. But, it is what it is. So she's remembering him, and then we see, I guess, a clip of her daddy, and I guess, her dad was talking about how her sisters ain't gonna have their stuff together, so he's pretty much putting all his weight, and he's counting on her to be the, I don't know if he wants her to be the breadwinner, but he wants her to be the smart one. He wants her to be the one to make it out of this whole hood, urban poverty type situation. So she's feeling a little bit pressure from that. And, I guess, anybody would kind of feel frustrated to feel like I have to be the one to save everybody. Like, I don't get to make my own decisions. I have to think about everybody else first. Which, as a kid, you can see how that could kind of cause somebody to rebel. So next, Jamal goes back to see Freda in the jailhouse. And now I'm gonna have a really petty moment right now, and I'm gonna insert this clip from my Snapchat right here so y'all can see, because there was a scene where Andre was telling Lucious that Jamal was gonna go to see Jamal. Jamal's gonna go to see Freda in the jail, and as that scene was playing, this was all that I could see. Okay, so don't blame me. I know y'all were looking at it. Do not sit in that table, desk, chair, bed, or wherever it is that you are watching this and pretend like you were not looking at it. I couldn't hear nothing that Lucious was saying because I was just like, the whole time. Don't pretend like you wasn't either. Don't try to pass judgment. I don't want to hear it. So follow me on Snapchat at Jamar84. Wait, 44, 2 4s, because somebody stole my other name. So it's Jamar844, basically. So when Jamal goes to see Freda and her head is down, I'm thinking she's about to be pissed. I'm thinking she's about to be mad. She's about to lash out. She sat down and she looked up. Ooh, my Lord. My. Her right eye was bloody. Her left eye was barely even there. It was swollen to the heavens. Just bless her heart, baby. Just bless her heart. I was like, ooh, dang. He's like, what happened? He was like, well, she's like, well, you know, have some really dedicated fans in here. And I'm like, damn, that's, I guess. But that was, they fucked her up. They fucked her up. They really did. That was. But anyway, let's see. Where are we at? Where are we at in my notes, Chad? Okay. So Hakeem makes a very rookie and stupid decision, as young guys do. So I guess he's doing he's on his Empire Extreme live channel, whatever, and he has Nessa and Shyne in there, and I guess he's saying he came and he offered her like a fried pig with the Empire logo stamped on it, and he was like, you know, you're gonna sign with Empire and this, that, and the fourth, and Shyne was like, I haven't signed anything yet, and so he was like, well, you know, I don't have any contracts or anything with me, but I'm sure you'll sign, you know, given the offer, and so he was like, well, what offer are you trying to give me? And he was like, you know, write it on a napkin, and then I'll check it out, and then we can go from there. So Hakeem writes it on the napkin. Mind you, they all still live. So this is playing like in Madison. This is playing like in Times Square in New York City and everything. He writes it on the napkin, and Shyne, being petty, gonna hold the napkin up to the screen and show that he was trying to offer him $2.5 million for the contract, and then gonna be like, so all the other record deals, don't y'all come with less than $2.5 million for this deal? I'm like, oh, so he's really trying to play and get the most bang for his buck. But still, the level of pettiness was too high. The level of pettiness was just far too high. So Cookie goes on her little date, okay, with Angelo to this opera show. And I just thought it was funny when, you know, they're walking into this upscale, classy, you know, event. And, you know, he asked her, like, do you want to drink? You know, you would think that given the environment, she would say, like, oh, I'd want like a martini, you know, some little petite feminine drink. Nah, not Cookie. She was like, I want some Hennessy. And he was like, when you say Hennessy, no. Hennessy, like, Hennessy. I'm like, you can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl. She was like, y'all can have these little fruity drinks. Give me the Hennessy. I thought that was funny. So they go to the opera, and he meets up with these old ladies. I guess they went to the Jack and Jill, some summer camp or something. They work together. And these are these typical types of broads who think that they're better than everybody else, who hold their noses so far up in the air that if it rained, they drown. And she was like, so what part of the vineyard do you live? You know, basically trying to size her up almost. And, well, Angelo tried to save her, like, well, you know, Cookie spends most of her time running her family's multi-billion-dollar business. And she was like, you know what, no. I actually spend a lot of majority of my time in the women's correctional facility, and then she walks away. Basically, trying to be like that. People tried or not. I thought he was gonna be like embarrassed, but I guess he probably didn't even really like them either, and so he actually thought that was kind of hot that she just stood up to them like that. I'm gonna say, oh, okay. So as they're watching this show, and this is another funny part. They listened to this girl sing this opera, and I was thinking it. I was really thinking it, and then Cookie said it right afterwards. She was like, "What is she saying?" Because you know the opera singers be up there doing that all day long, and you don't know what they're saying. As far as they know, they're just screaming and hollering. So she asked, like, "What is she saying?" And he says this whole elaborate story about how it's about a woman who's in the middle between two men, and I guess she just felt an instant connection, and I can relate to that because she's here with Angelo and still, I guess has her feelings for Lucious or whatever. So she connects with the song, and so the girl starts hitting these notes, and it's just like something bubbled up into Cookie's spirit, and she just started jumping. And then one time, I guess she held it for too long, and she got up. He was like, "You better sing that song." Cookie's so ratchet. Everybody else is around here is all poised and upscale, and she just up there. But I rocks with Cookie. I'm on Cookie's side. I can't be, in that kind of environment for too long because it starts to feel fake. Like a lot of these people aren't really like this, and they just kind of have to put on because of who they are, probably in the community or what their reputation is. I like to be around, relaxed people who are like genuinely themselves. So this is where the gag is. So after the show, Cookie goes into the bathroom. And she just starts like having a little breather. She wants to, take a moment away. This night has been a little bit much. People have already tried her. So she needs some space. She goes into the bathroom, and I guess those two ladies that was, sizing her up before come into the bathroom, and they're like, I don't know what he's doing with that hood rat. Like, I'm sure eventually he's gonna drop this charity case, and when some girl named Milan, whenever she comes back, she's gonna, come right back into the picture or something like that. Cookie walked out and was like, walked up slowly. He said, I'm gonna show y'all what a hood rat is. And those other girls' jaw hit the floor, okay? They got formally introduced right then and there because they knew that if it came down to it and they had to go toe-to-toe with Miss Cookie, it was not going to be pretty for them. And they knew that, and they were scared. So Tiana comes into Cookie's office talking about how pissed she is on these the boys' beef and how what's Little Romeo's character name? Graham, I believe. Graham made a song, Hakeem put a diss on, and they going back and forth, all this nonsense. She doesn't want to be in the middle of it. And the new assistant that they hired, this, white gentleman, he's like, no, this is perfect. This is perfect because, all the sisters are going to love when you clap back at these boys and what they're talking about. And Becky is behind him talking like, what do you know about black women? Like sisters. And he goes and says, my girlfriend is black. And I'm just like, there's just going to be some things that are just never going to be on equal playing fields. Like, even if you date somebody who is of a certain race, nationality, or culture, doesn't give you the kind of knowledge or experience to speak on that certain culture to somebody who lives it. Okay? Just because you date someone black, you don't know us and our culture as a whole. You might know what your girlfriend has exposed you to, but it's not the same. It felt odd, and I felt uncomfortable for him because I could tell that they were kind of looking at him like, what? So I'm just like, just don't say that. Don't say that. Um, I just thought that was funny because he was just they were just looking at him like what. Anyway, Andre has a one-on-one with this Nessa girl. And I'm just looking like, is he really about to go there? Because this seems more like Hakeem's territory. But I guess Hakeem's too busy making diss tracks about Tiana, so... and then, I guess old girl that he was going to marry, like, she's just gone. Like, she's not coming back at all, right? Like, she ran away and not coming back? I forgot her name. So, and he's talking about how smart she is and how they're both good at math and how she needs to know her worth. And pretty much she convinces her to sign the contract with Empire. But now they just need Shyne to sign his part. So he brings that contract to Lucious and he's like, good job. Now we just need Shyne to sign it. And as soon as he said that, Shyne walks into the office. I don't know how he got there so easily. But he walks into the office and knocks Andre clean out. And I thought Lucious was about to come in and help her, and then Andre's like, "Nah, I got this." and they go toe to toe, and Andre actually knocks him out one good one. But then Shyne tries to pull out a gun. I'm like, bruh, how you gonna start a fight and then go pull out a gun? That's so weak. That is so cowardly. And then Lucious was like, oh, this is where I had to step in, and finds a bat and knocks him in the shit. Now, I thought he was going to knock him over the head. But I guess he just needed him to weaken him so he could probably drop the gun, but he still needed him alive so that he could get him to sign this paper. So he signs it reluctantly, of course, and lets him go. We get to where Jamal has this meeting with Freda, and they're talking about trying to get her to, be on parole because she's, in danger and things of that nature. So they're at this. It is odd. Does court meetings happen like this? Because it seemed very informal. Like they weren't in a real courtroom. They were just like in the judge's office or something. And the defense attorney pled her case, and Jamal made his statement of support. And long story short, Freda got out on parole. So let's see, where are we at? Jamal had met up with Angelo earlier, and he was, because after that bathroom thing that happened with Cookie at the Opera House, she left, and he's been calling her, and she hadn't been picking up. So Jamal meets with him and is like, look, you basically, y'all come from two different worlds. Like, why don't you try, going into her world? Like, is the only thing that you own or is a suit? Like, do you have like any just regular, maybe urban type of clothing that you can wear that would look nice? I think that would probably be more appealing to her. And so he goes to the, I don't know, is it a performance, a music video, streaming, or whatever, where Tiana was performing her little song, which is supposed to be, I guess, is a clap back to the boys' beef, and she incorporates the little opera song that she heard before into Tiana's new song. I'm like, oh, this is cute. I like this. I like that. That was actually pretty nice. And so we get the story about, I guess, on how Cookie got the name Cookie. And as I was watching it, I guess Lucious gave her the little nickname. But even as I watched it, maybe I need to watch it again, or somebody can help me understand. Like, did he just one day just call her his little Cookie, and then that was it? He just said, I'm just gonna call you that from now on. Like, I thought there would be a more of an explanation, or I don't know if I just missed it. If you could comment that below, help me understand, because I think I just may miss something. And then Lucious beat up his boyfriend. I don't know if they specified that he killed him or not, but they beat the hell out of him, that's for sure. And I knew that was going to happen when he asked him to talk outside. Like, we all saw that coming from a mile away. And Lucious was saying, that was what he was talking to Angelo. Then he went over to Jamal, and, he was saying, congratulations on getting Freda out. And he was like, yeah, I couldn't let her stay in there, like, on those conditions. And he was like, yeah, I'm glad I got her. I'm glad I set her to get beat up. And he was like, wait, what? Excuse me? And like Freda was in on it and everything. She knew that was the only way she was gonna get out. So I'm like, and he's like, so you mean to tell me, after I got over my what is it? Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. There it is. I couldn't get the acronym out. I was dealing with my PTSD, and I, sat down with her again. You mean to tell me that this whole time, and I got her out, she was playing me? I mean, is it really playing you when it's just like, look, I'm trying to get out of here, and look. But I guess that is still messed up, though. It's still messed up. So I was just like, Jamal just can't win. So we get to this last scene where it starts off where, Shyne is upset. She's beat up from his fight with Andre and Lucious, and he gets all his goons together. They packing up. They strapping up with all their guns and ammunition, saying, this is just going to be war against the Lions. And at the same time, we see Andre in his office, and he's startled by something. I'm thinking they didn't already run up on him, and it's about to go down. But in fact, it was Nessa. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, Shyne doesn't know I'm here. I'm like, oh. And it goes down. It gets to pumping, okay? I wasn't prepared. He done hiked up her skirt and moved everything off the desk and was about to just give it to her. The tongue came out licking all on the chin and stuff. Like, oh, Lord Jesus. My Lord. But this is where, okay, this is a normal primetime sex scene. This is where it went a little left. And I was kind of like, okay, what's going on here? He starts seeing Rhonda again, and he starts stopping like, I can't do it. And she's like, oh, I understand that you just lost your wife. And then she comes into the picture and is like, no, go ahead. We'll do this together. I'm like, what you mean together? How you gonna participate? This can't be a three-way. You dead. What you mean? This isn't no Walking Dead X2 crossover. No. I'm like, what is going on here? She done lifted up his arm and touched her, and then they started going in all over again. I'm like, oh Lord. And at the same time, she's rubbing, scratching, and kissing on his back and stuff. I'm like, so is this really happening on my TV? Okay. So, I mean, in her mind, it's just one-on-one, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. But in his mind, I don't know what he thinks is going on. Does he think this is a threesome? I don't know. Woof. Y'all leave that below, what y'all thought about that, because I just don't know I don't know how to wrap my mind around that one. But that was Empire this week, y'all. I'm enjoying the season really, really good so far. So I hope it stays like that. I'm not sure how much longer this season is going to go on. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you follow me on my social media at Jamar84. That's JAMAR 84. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Jamar, Washington.